Okay, live and on camera now. I think we've got everything working. Okay, let's see. Let me just tell the Discord crew I am live. 7P streaming live and on camera now. Okay, there we go. Pleasant, nice to have you join us. I'm having a chill Sunday stream. Oops, got something. Oh, wow, I had a long day today. A good day. But I had a very deep sleep, woke up at noon, been working on tablet stuff all day, did a little bit of art. Sometimes I am writing and creating so much tablet content and digital art content, I forget about the art part. Oh, Nick, yeah. Listen, I spent a lot of time with the Moving Pad Pro today. I'm loving it. I'm a little surprised. I thought it might be too big, but I'm loving every second of the Moving Pad Pro. I'm especially noticing the texture. Hey, Hera, nice to see you. Nice to see you. As always, a pleasure when you drop by the stream. So actually, I'll show you a bit of art I did, Nick, with the moving pad. I posted it to the Discord. Let's see, where is it? I'm not an artist. I just want to make sure everyone understands this before, the situation gets out of hand. But let me show you what I have. I think this is it. So this was just about 15 minutes of just sketching. Obviously, you can just see, it's very rough. And the goal here was just to see if it lived up to being a digital sketchbook. Okay? Fast and loose lines, just playing around. And I loved the experience. The ability for it to start without... I drew this in the Wacom Canvas app, not in Clip Studio Paint. I don't think I'm going to finish it. But, I think it's done as it is. I don't think I'm going to. But my meta point is it felt natural, it felt responsive, it felt quick. Loved the surface texture. I didn't feel limited, okay? So this is what I hoped for. Another thing I noticed as I was using the Moving Pad Pro was how snappy it was. Like with my Moving Pad 11, when I'm like navigating the UI, I'm shifting things up and down. It's, what's the right word? It's stuttery a little bit, just like the Samsung Galaxy S9 FE is a bit stuttery sometimes. But things feel smoother on the Moving Pad. I don't know why, because I don't think the Moving Pad is as powerful as the S11 Ultra, right? Is it decent to say about tablets? I'm loving every inch. that might be a little hot. Not hot. That might be a little too spicy, I think, Nick. A little too spicy. So yeah, I'm loving. I don't regret the purchase. I purchased a lot of tablets, and a lot of tablets I use. I'm like, this is fine. I do my measurements, and I'm fine, and I don't use them ever again, right? Like I'll draw with them for 3 weeks or a month, and then unless someone asks me to test something, I don't use them. Because I have 107 tablets now or something, so it's not like I can use all of them all the time. But this, I feel like right now my mood is it's the Moving Pad Pro 14 is going to be on my desk ready for me to get creative when I need to. Okay? And in my mind, I am just thinking, where's my background music? I am thinking about other ways in which other features I want out of the Moving Pad, right? And like better syncing. I'll write some of them down, but Yeah, it's super impressive. Wacom has had an amazing year. It really has had an amazing year. So yeah, that was what I was doing today. I just got finished, so I'm recording my next video, which is about how to connect a pen display with USB-C. And I would spend an hour talking and recording in this app called Descript. And so there's going to be some video editing. I have to re-record everything. But yeah, I'm just sort of like worn out from that. But it's been a very productive day. So I just thought I'd end the night up with a little bit of chatting. We can chat about anything actually, and just relax. Especially sometimes, my dietitian does not want me live streaming at night. By the way, she's like, it's going to interfere with your sleep, which it does, but that's okay. Do I have the old Cintiq 27 QHD? I do not. One of the reasons I don't get it is, again, like it's sort of at the tail end of its lifespan, and it's just big, right? It's just big because that was in the era of big bezels for Wacom. Yafo, how was the MovingPad Pro 14? Oh, I guess you must have missed it. I love it. I love it more than the MovingPad 11. I've been using it today. I'll just quickly show you, Yafo, what I drew today. I mean, it's sketchy. It's not sketchy. It's a sketch. Okay, so I'm not saying it's good per se. Oops, not that. This one. Okay. So I did this on MovingPad. It felt really natural. It was, everything felt good about it. I have really, again, I'm not saying what you're seeing is good, but I'm just saying that my reaction to the experience was good. Okay. So I love it. Could it be better? Yeah, it could have better syncing. Actually, let me just open up some show notes, since I feel like I'm going to take a few notes. Let's see, where is it? Microsoft Office, OneNote. And where are my stream comments again? There we go. Yeah, I loved it, Yafo. It's, I have a feeling it's going to be a primary tool in my arsenal now. It is big, right? And I know sometimes bigger is not always better for drawing tablets, that is for sure. But I'm going to write down some notes, actually, on the MovingPad. Let's go make a new page here. What is today's date? The 26th, 10/26. 10. Oh, that's from Jessica from last night. I'll just reuse this page. Okay, let's see. Oh, we have comments. Wow. Rain says, I hope you're feeling better. I didn't realize how difficult setting the instant pen display. I'm definitely feeling better. I didn't realize how difficult setting up the instant pen display was because I was away from the stream. Yeah, it was I have to be honest, that was my biggest complaint about the MovingPad Pro was the setup process was awful. Okay, it was awful. And I can only imagine what made it that way. Hopefully those things can be addressed. And I showed how it should be, and I will write that down as my feedback. Green Blue Clouds. I searched for controls for the buttons. As of yet I am still oops, you can't see. As of yet I am unclear on how to configure the pen buttons. Right? It is not clear to me. So I need to either watch some more reviews or read the documentation. I could not figure it out because in the Wacom Tips application, it talks about how to set it, but every time I clicked to go set it, it sort of just went in a loop and it took me back to this document that says, oh, you can configure it. So I was, either I'm misunderstanding something or there's a bug somewhere, okay? So let me just put that down as my, okay. So I'll just put these moving pad notes. Okay. So first of all, summary, loved it. Loved it. And still loved it. Still loving it. Okay, that's my honest feedback. Brad said, what, 10 out of 10? That was Brad Colbo. He gave it, that's like in the title of the video or in the thumbnail. I'm debating it, but I can understand why he gave it 10 out of 10 for sure. Right? I want to give it a 10 out of 10. In terms of drawing experience, it's 10 out of 10. There's no doubt. There is no doubt 10 out of 10 drawing experience. As a total package, there's some things that have to get better because some things are in beta. Okay? Let me write down what Green Blue Clouds asked. So like remaining questions. It's about configuring buttons. I could not figure this out. Could not. That's completely baffled. I was baffled by it. I am Yaffa says, we'll have to see. I'm up for getting a new iPad Pro M5, probably 1 terabyte. I really like using Fresco and Procreate. It's cool. Rain says it's cool. Even a power outage can't stop you. And I'm going to switch around my UPS thing to cover more devices. So the next time, I should be able to survive it a little bit better. Okay? Actually, a good question, Nick. Did Tio review it? I don't think he... I can't remember. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look here. Tio on tech. On tech. I don't think he did. Let's double check. He did not. He did not. He did review this Asus thing, but I haven't seen... Yeah, he's not done it yet. So we just have Brad's. Let me just get a link to Brad's. When I first discovered Brad's channel, for those of you who don't know, for a while there, I don't know how long this happened, but the name of his channel was Brad Cowboy. And he explained the reason. I guess there was a business meeting and someone couldn't remember his last name or something. They called him Brad Cowboy and he liked it. So he used that as a YouTube channel. So that's, in my back of my mind, I always remember Brad Cowboy. But then he said it was very confusing for people or something, so he changed it to his actual name. Sure, I'm trying to find his link here. Hang on. Where is it? 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's it. 10 out of 10. Let me just copy this link here.
I am an iPad.
Copy. I'll put it in my notes. Let's put some links here. Oops. I hate that stupid. Okay. Brad Colbo. Let's paste it in there. That's it. So I totally, again, I'll just write down my notes here, okay? So like drawing performance. Absolutely, I would say that the summary is excellent. Like it's just excellent down the line. Like just like down the line. Down the line means everything I measured was great. Right? From diagonal wobble was excellent, meaning low, very low, right? Static tracking accuracy was excellent. excellent, right? Tilt compensation was excellent, right? What's the other thing? Parallax was excellent. Right? What else did I do here? Tilt compensation. Pointer lag was kind of just normal, right? What else? Anti-glare. Like the, how much glare was reduction, right? Meaning glare reduction. Was good. I thought it was good. Good. I thought AG Sparkle was excellent. It's very low. I'm gonna put very good here. I don't think you can get better than this, actually. Right? Affordability. I think that's a good point, Hera. I think that's actually a very good point. Right? I'll call this value. I think it's excellent. I feel more love for the MovingPad Pro 14 than I do for my Samsung S11 Ultra. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Okay? Plaza, you're going to go buy some bread and cheese? I love bread and cheese. Have fun. Have fun. Oh, you're going to be back. Okay. So I think it's actually a good question. Let me just put this down here. Let's see. So versus. So I'll just put this choosing between everyone is calling MVP moving, but there's no. It's weird they're putting the V there. MVP MovingPad Pro 14 and S11 Ultra. So the question is, like, if you care about drawing, choose the MVP, baby. No doubt about that. If you care about general Android stuff, plus you like Samsung ecosystem, and updates are important. Android OS updates. Then you pick the S11 Ultra. Okay, that's my sin. Rain asks, other than like processor performance, did it perform really any better than MovingPad 11? Yeah, it did. It did. So let me just note that down. Versus, okay, MVPP 14 versus MovingPad 11. Okay, so MVP P14 definitely performance was better. It was obvious. Okay, so first of all, I found a better experience. So better experience, for example, with large brushes in Clip. Okay, that was my experience. Also, just the UI was smoother and snappier. That's something I definitely noticed. Okay. Nick says it is much simpler than old mobile studios, so price is fair. Okay, I've always, maybe I should just get an old mobile studio. I've always been curious about it. Oh, green blue clouds. That's a great question. If the tablet can operate as a display tablet when battery reaches, that's a good question. I'm gonna put that. So let me just put this under things to investigate. Things to investigate. And we'll take a look at some of the YouTube comments as well, right? Because people did have some good feedback. Satya Nathan, I'm not sure. Battery life, I'm not sure. I used it for a while today. I feel like I was maybe using it for an hour, and I feel like the battery went down not even 10%, but it's hard to say if I was really stressing it out. Does that make sense? So I'm not sure. But it definitely didn't go down in any alarming way. It just went down, I thought, very slowly. But I was using Wacom Sketch. JazzDog finally decided to buy XP Pen Artist Pro 16 Gen 2. Good choice over the 19 Gen 2. Yeah, let us know how it works out for you, either in a YouTube, in either a live stream chat or join the Discord. Let's see, Harris says, I use MVP P14 because MPP is... Oh, good point. Good point. Yeah, I never had a chance to try the Mobile Studio. To be honest, I didn't know the Mobile Studio existed until I started my channel. And then people told me about it. Somehow I just missed the existence of this thing. Okay, updates. So that is updates. So let's talk about that. And I think the best way of talking about that is I'm going to open up this stream from last night, okay? Let's find it. And let's just take a look at the comments. This is from last night. Where are the comments? Okay. Because someone actually, look at this, from Bare Hands Gaming, okay? So they emailed Wacom last week regarding Android update. They, Wacom, answered, this tablet will not get Android updates past 15, because it's already on 15, is that correct? Actually, I can't remember. They did not even mention if this receives security updates for years to come. So this person's kind of bummed out about that. And this person, Bare Hand Gaming, is concerned that this might be replaced by Wacom after a year with a tablet that has 16 or 17, right? So that's a concern of mine. I mean, let's not lie, right? No one wants to be told oh, in 1 year, there's going to be not only a new model, that'd be okay, but the old model is just going to be worse because you just don't get security updates. That's not cool. Now, this person makes an interesting point, but I guess I'll go with the iPad Pro M5. Yes, Wacom has a better pen compared to Apple's, but still the support is better, and the processor is way ahead, and that is true. That is true. Let's not kid ourselves. The Apple, most of the Apple M series processors will beat this Moving Pad Pro, right? There's no doubt about that. So basically, oops. So I need to verify. No Android updates past 15, and to investigate security update story. We don't know. Okay. Does anyone have 16-inch OLED? This is I think the XP Pen 16 Ultra, right? I don't. I'm not planning on getting it. So I think you have to look at reviews. I think either Tio or Brad has reviewed it. And Garcia Arts has probably reviewed it as well. Let's see. Rain says, and the new model will also get exclusive instant pen. Yeah, of course. So I'm going to put another item here called pain points. Okay. So the setup of instant pen display was very confusing. The entire experience was confusing, right? The entire I made fun of it last night, but the entire redeem to get the software That was baffling. So basically too many clicks. And it was just very baffling. I still don't know what made it work, right? Bitmajo, yeah, the moving pad is intended to be a dedicated. That's what I said about the moving pad 11, and I still think that's true for the moving pad Pro. I think you should treat it like a dedicated drawing tool. I don't think you should judge it like, oh, you want to use it for Discord or YouTube. I guess you can. Yuffo, I'm not sure about Android 15. Like, I'm not sure how quickly they rev, right? It seems like Android revs pretty quickly, right? Am I right? Actually, let's just take a look. We can actually, Android OS major version release history. This is a good, let's take a look. Okay, let's go backwards. So 15 in 2024, September. 14 in 2023. 13 in 2022. 12 in 2021. 11 in 2020. 10 in 19. So it's every year. Right? So basically, the question is what happens next year. So they've already released Android 16. It's probably rolling out, right? So this is good to know this. I didn't realize it was quite that fast. In my head, I thought every 2 years. Okay. Notes, Android OS, every year. Right? It'll be around a long time, but apps will drop support for it over time. Then you can't update. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Look, how can I say this? A Wacom tablet, like the Move Ink, which is right in front of me, by the way. The drivers work for this thing for like a decade, 10 years, maybe 12 years. And I can theoretically understand that Android devices, age out faster. But if it ages out in 2 years, that's not good enough, right? I would at least expect a lifetime where you feel good about using the tablet for 5 years. I think that's fair, right? Would you? I'm not asking for 10 because I understand, an iPhone from 10 years ago is probably very underpowered, but 5 years ago, it's probably tolerable. So that my same thinking applies to this Moving Pad Pro, right? Oh, another thing, there's no driver, no Wacom driver. So there's like for the instant pen mode, actually that's part of this entire instant pen display mode. So can't configure buttons, right? But I'm very happy with it overall. I don't want to, I know I'm picking on it, but and I have my concerns like all of you have concerns, but I'm very happy with it. Right? The other thing that makes me, so I'll call this potential. Okay? Potential. So I think, Wacom has an opportunity to differentiate themselves with integration. What do I mean by that? So there's how can I say this? Everyone's racing to the same position for the quality of the pens and IEF and max pressure and all that. Within one more generation, Huion and XP Pen will be there. And there's no point getting better than less than 1 gram IAF, okay? So where can Wacom add value? Right now, I guess they're embracing OLED, but like that, everyone's going to embrace OLED. There's no thing restricting people from getting OLED or better screens or better color gamuts or whatever. But I'm really inspired by Wacom Canvas, right? So like apps like Wacom Canvas can allow unique value to the Wacom ecosystem. That is fair. Right? I think it's not that I want Canvas to grow a lot of features. I just want the integration to be better. I want things to be more seamless, right? I'll just write that down. More seamless movement of artwork between Canvas and Clip, right? Let me write that down. Let's see. Right now, Rain says, right now, you currently Clip Studio Paint supports Android 12 and later, so you can still use it on Android 12, but you can update it with certain, but you can't update it with certain new features. Got it. My concern, Rain, is that, I don't know if you probably have heard this, that it looks like they're doing some kind of, I don't want to say merging, but let's say they're bringing Android and Chrome OS closer together. And when people in an operating system division talk like that, what that tells me is there are potentially major structural changes or architectural changes in the OS. And when that happens, those changes may be big enough that they're breaking changes, that apps need to be updated. So if Android 17 is where we're going to start seeing these big changes coming, I'm not saying that it is. I'm just guessing that I'm afraid that that's going to weed out these older apps, right? Or that may be a point where a lot of apps won't work. Let's see, I still use my Samsung A7 I. The last supported Android version is Android 15. So this 4 or 5 years seems like a reasonable support lifetime, right? Actually, hey, you're back you got your bread and cheese? If Instant Pen Display becomes good, though, the tablet is basically like a pen display with the addition of its own portable OS. So I guess that would make, yeah. That might be okay, right? Part of me feels like it might be okay if Android's not being updated. Because again, if I don't use it like a normal Android device, I don't know if I care as much, right? But this reminds me, I'm going to call these delighters. That's a little bit of Microsoft talk. So Instant Pen Display, IPD, it was way more performant than I expected. I mean, I was honestly shocked. It worked really well. Really, really well. I could not believe it. Now, I still think they should just do it the normal way with DP in. But I was shocked. It seemed basically native, right? Native performance. That was a delight. The drawing experience was a delighter, right? Plus the surface texture was a delighter, yeah. It's hard to convey this, but it just feels really nice to touch the glass with a pen. With whichever nib was being used. Just feels good. Actually, I'll put it that way. The drawing experience was excellent. That was a delighter. I was scared. Surface texture just feels good. Right? Some other things I noticed here was viewing angles. Excellent. I like, personally, I like that there is no camera bump. I do like that. I like the plastic acrylic shell. It's comfortable to hold, kind of soft in a sense, right? Feels premium. It was lighter than I expected also. Maybe it's just an effect of the way the plastic feels, but it just felt like it should be heavier than it is. I did not test speakers, so I'll put that down on my list of things to investigate. Speakers, right? I did not look at the SD card thing. Did not look at that. Does it feel fragile, like if you dropped it? Yeah. Well, the answer to that is yes. But the answer to that is also the same answer I give to every other device like it, like an iPad or a Samsung S11 Ultra. Like, if you drop it, it will break. I am 100% convinced of that, right? So don't drop it. Don't drop it. Now, on that note, I really need to get a cover for it or something, right? Oh, you're not seeing what I'm typing. I need to get a cover for it. That is critical. Do they sell it? Is there a cover for this thing? I'm pretty sure I saw Pro or case or something. No, I want the 14. I dropped the MVP 11 twice off a tablet on laminated floors, things like a brick. Well, I would be scared of that, Rain. I would be real scared of doing that. Okay, let's take a look here. Do we have a... Right now, I'm just totally happy with the purchase, honestly. Let's see if we can find accessories here. They only list the stand. Okay, let's see. Are there any accessories? Power adapter. What does this mean? USB-C cable 1 meter for Wacom Movink. Why is this listed as an accessory? Same thing here. USB-C cable for Wacom 1. Why is it listed as an accessory? I want to, Rain, I want to do whiteboarding on it because it's very... I do like the Wacom Canvas app a lot, and I just like the screen as well. The problem with whiteboarding is when I whiteboard for you on stream, the only way I have of showing you what I'm doing is to use the overhead camera, right? Like this thing. And I know it's blurry, but you get the idea. And like, that's not gonna be very crisp, okay? So because it's missing DisplayPort out, it's a disappointment to me. I would like to be able to whiteboard like in a Zoom call kind of situation or something, at least capture the output. So like, I would say it's not a pain point, but would make it more valuable is like support DP out. And support DPN, of course, right? Instead of instant pen display. Because then I could actually, during a live stream or a meeting, I could use it. I would love to use this in meetings, right? And again, this kind of the fact that you can turn it on just by tilting it or touching it is a great feature. I do think a biometric login would be amazing, right? Like a fingerprint, because they would just make it more convenient, make it feel more like a paper sketchpad, right? You don't unlock a paper sketchpad. That would be for the right now, if they told me today there's a Pro Max, I would get it. I would absolutely get a Pro Max version of this. Honestly, I would. Even now, I would love to be able to write these notes and stream the notes on the moving pad for you. That would be my ideal. Let's see what else. Tilt. I still need to test, what is it called? Pressure banding. It doesn't have any, I know, but I'll test it. I would have detected the pressure banding, but I didn't formally test it out on stream. Do I have 13-inch iPad on hand compare size? Yeah. You want me to bring one? Hang on a second. I'll bring them both here so you can see, okay? I'll be right back. Okay. So you want to see... Okay, give me a second. I got to get this stupid camera to continuous focus again, which I do have to do every stream. There we go. Okay. And let me zoom out a little bit. First, let me just show you. Let me take the iPad. This is the iPad 13. iPad 13. Okay. And then let's turn this thing on. Okay. So almost the same height. The iPad screen is like 3 millimeters, a little bit taller. And I'll put them side by side. The Move Ink is like, I don't know, 15, 20 millimeters wider. So comparable, very comparable, but definitely the moving pad, overall the moving pad has a bigger screen, okay? This is good that you asked this, actually. And then the other thing is, I'm gonna weigh them, bone hands. They're very similar. I'm not sure if there's much of a difference. If there is, I almost want to say that the moving pad weighs less, but that just maybe how the weight's distributed. Okay. Yeah, I think, to be fair to your point, your question here is like this performance of the Moving Pad Pro. Like if you were to do something that was like, computationally intensive, you would realize this is not as fast as an iPad. I think that's easily going to be obvious. But if you're just sketching Clip Studio, you might not notice unless you're using a very big brush, okay? So, but yeah, the drawing experience there's no doubt this has the better drawing experience, especially if you're used to how drawing tablets work, right? Let's see, Green Blue Clouds. Wacom really needs to figure out their portable tablet stand situation, especially for their Android line. We've had the Surface Pro stand. Yeah. That would be amazing if they, had a built-in folding leg, like the Surface Pro does, or if they had, I do really like the iPad. What do they call this? I like this. This is one of the best designs ever made for a keyboard stand. I love it. Yagi says, I really like the foldable stand from Huion. They're slim, adjustable, and won't wobble. I haven't checked out the foldable stand from Huion. Okay, Rain says, which aspect ratio do you prefer between the two? That's a tough one, Rain. That's a real tough one. I think I'd say it like this. For media consumption, for reading, I kind of like the iPad, right? Which is what, 4x3 or something? And I thought I would have more of a problem with this, which is I think 16x10. But actually, when you have Clip Studio, and I use Clip Studio, when you have the the palettes here, they take up this side room. So in the end, I'm actually really fine with this, right? I didn't find this an odd aspect ratio, even though I complain about the S11's aspect ratio. Something about it, because I guess I'm not drawing with Clip Studio Paint. That's probably the reason, right? So I'm actually okay with this. I probably would like it a little bit more square, but this is very, very good, right? So maybe, let's say it's a tie. Let's see, Koyo, nice to see you. Can you check if the MPP was made in VN or CN? Let's take a look. Where would I find this out? Okay. So forgive me, I may need a light. I have a little light here. Shine at my face. Okay. Whew. Made in China. Made in China. Yeah, made in China. Wacom has had such a good year, honestly. They, when I do my tablet awards, I will absolutely, it's almost November, so I'm not expecting Huion or XP Pen to do anything major right now. I mean, I hope they surprise me. But if they don't release something, I've been waiting for PenTech 4.0 pen tablets from Huion for a while now. Haven't gotten them. And this is, you got to have something. I mean, Wacom released its Intuos Pro 2025, and we just have silence from Huion, right? Pluzzing, you've got phone call with your parents. Yeah, I love this device, guys. The more I use it, the more I like it. Right? And to be honest, I'm not, even though I want the Instant Pen display to be better, I'm accepting this device on its own terms, okay? I can see I would do more work with this than I would with attaching to a, or at least, sorry, let me just say, when I do my work, I think I would do the basic line work here. I could see myself doing that and then doing the coloring and the shading on my computer, okay? See, Jiaogi says, some of the Pro Pen 3 are made in Vietnam. Oh, really? Is there any difference with the ones made in Vietnam versus the ones, I guess the other ones must have been made in China. Because I think somebody told me that some of the Pro Pen 3s have a plastic shell instead of a metal shell. And is that what the difference is? What do I think of the new Canvas Pro 24 Pro? I will get it when it's released in November. I wasn't planning on it, but a lot of people are actually counting on me to get it, so I'm going to get it. I think it'll be a fine tablet. Uh, I wish it brought more to the table, but actually, let me just say this. That sounds awful the way I said it. I guess the screen will be good. I expect its anti-glare sparkle to be much diminished, which will be good. It has touch, which is good. It has the new PW600 pen, which is good. I think one thing that actually kind of is disappointing for me is that the new Canvas Pro 24. This sounds so petty. The body is the same as the old Canvas 24, which is a little thick and a little clunky. And I just, when you take I have the Cintiq 24, the new Cintiq 24 over there on my other desk, and it's basically just like this abstract monolith shape, right? It's a perfect rectangular shape, and it's very elegant for what it is. And I was hoping that the new 24 would have a more refined shape. So it's a little bit, that's probably my only thing that I think doesn't keep up with the styling of what we see with other pen displays. Let's see. Koyo says the PP3 version that was made in Vietnam fixed the broken button issues. What was the broken? Can you remind me, Koyo? Was it that people were like literally that button strip was coming off or breaking? Like the buttons weren't working? Can confirm this if you unscrew the pen and look at the label. Oh, I'll try that, actually. Is there some... Oh, okay. The pen is made in Vietnam. The pen is made in Vietnam. Yeah, I see it. Thank you. I would never thought to look at that. Let's see. The Japanese side has that's the one with the eraser, right? And that weird little bump. Based on the pen and the E on the name, I'm guessing it was an eraser version. The MVP Pro 14 is similar in size and price to the Cintiq 16 2025. I've been kind of not sure if I'd just rather have the Cintiq or this. Yeah, I can see why that's challenging, actually. I can absolutely see why that's challenging. Because they are very similar in size. And I have the Cintiq 16, the new one, sitting on my other desk as well. This, I like this so much. You will maybe have to test the other nibs included on I can test them right now. Let's try it out. It's Sunday night. Let's get wild. Okay, let me open up Clip. I'll do the overhead. A second. Hang on a second. I'm still in doodle mode. That's fine. Oh, that's Krita or Clip? That's okay. Continue. I need to get my license installed on this thing. Okay, so let's zoom. Let's try it out. Okay, I'm just showing it to you so that you know what I'm not. You just don't see my head. Okay, so first the default nib, which is it's gray at the tip. Okay, and let me just take a look at the other nibs inside so I know what they are. There's a dark gray. Sorry, there's a black one. It's all black. There's one that's all gray, and one that has gray tip with a black body. So the nib here, which is the nib that's installed? I can't get this nib out. Okay, I'm gonna need a nib remover, so I'll be right back. Did you see that? I was so trying to get the nib out. I bit it like an animal and I couldn't get it out. That's how primal my instinct is to get these nibs out. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the default nib has a gray top with a black body. Okay, so let me just get used to it. Let me put the G pen on. Okay, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Okay, so let me just write that down for a second. Default was black body with gray tip. And I'll figure out the names in a second, unless one of you tells me. Okay? So I know what that feels. Kilohertz. Listen, the answer is Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE. Or, if you care about, if you want a generic Android tablet, get the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE. If you care about drawing, get the Moving Pad 11. Okay, that would be the Wacom Moving Pad 11. That's my feedback. Okay, taking this out. Let's see. If they say no Android updates, does it mean after a few years things like CSP won't work? At some point, yeah. We just don't know exactly when. Okay, now I'm trying the all black nib. Black body, black tip. Okay. Much more texture. It's clearly much more texture. I don't like using the word paper-like, but you will notice texture with this one. There's no doubt. It's definitely more scratchy feeling. Okay. So this is black body plus black tip. More texture, obviously. Obviously more texture. Scratchier. You may really like it, actually. If you want paper, I don't like to use the word paper-like because nothing ever feels like paper, but there's definitely more texture with this nib. More scratchy feeling. So you might like that. That's the all black nib. We'll figure out the names in a minute. Okay. Now I'm going to do the all gray nib. Okay. Definitely not as scratchy as the all black. I want to say it glides on the surface more than the default nib. Let me try the default nib again. Hi, Blue Wasabi. So last night I streamed on the Wacom Moving Pad Pro 14. And tonight's just a random stream, but we're getting so many questions about the Moving Pad Pro 14. I'm still talking about it on this stream. So I'm just doing some remaining testing as people ask me to try things out. So let me get the default nib back. I'm having a tough time telling the difference between the gray tip black body and the gray tip gray body. I'm having a real tough time. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get give me a sec. I'm gonna get another pen and so I can switch between them really quick. Okay, so hang on. Yes, Blue Wasabi, that is the Pro Pen 3. Okay, so I need some way of easily distinguishing these things. So give me a second. Do I have anything to label these pens with? Oh, I know how to do this. So this pen has gray, okay? And I know how to tell it apart, okay? This pen has black body, gray tip. And this pen, this makes it easy with 3 pens to try all 3 nibs simultaneously or switch between them really quick. Okay? So it takes like 30 seconds to switch nibs. Okay. Black definitely has more texture. All black. Okay, now, let's try this again. Okay, so this pen has the all gray nib, gray nib, gray top, has the least texture. That's what I would say. So gray body, gray tip, least texture. Does that make sense? Let's see. Bebop beep. I still can't get over how the Pro Pen 3 looks, even though I never used the eraser. Yeah, I have a love and hate relationship with the Pro Pen 3 because this happens every day as I use the pen. This tip, sorry, not this tip, this top part just unscrews every time, like, right? And it's like, what happens is like you're drawing, and as you're drawing, you're moving, and your hand naturally does this. And after a while, you can feel the top part shaking. Like you can hear it actually, and feel it wiggle. And then at some point, it's like, it's on the verge of like coming off. Do you remember when you're a kid and you lose your baby teeth, and they wiggle a little bit, and then finally they just come right out? That's what it reminds me of. And it's just, yeah, I'm not. They should have done something different here. It doesn't lock in quite well. Let's see, Blue Wasabi. How does it feel using with the Wacom? Excellent. Except for this top coming off part, the new pen feels good to me, and the new nibs feel good to me. I mean, I like the Pro Pen 2, but I've kind of really adjusted to the Pro Pen 3 now, right? I really think I think I prefer the Pro Pen 3, except for the top part unscrewing. That is an irritation for sure. Okay, let's put these nibs back in there. If you use the grip, is it still the same? Yeah, I've tried the grip. Originally, I started with the grip, but then I switched to gripless because the grip, because when you have a grip, it actually hides your stroke from your eyes a little bit. So I like gripless right now, and that's saying something because I used a thicker shape for over 20 years, right? Like 28 years or something. So it's I had a long history with using that grip, or a pen shape that had a bigger grip. Let's see, Rain says, by the way, it is designed like that because there is a pen tip remover in the pen. I get it, but it's too loose, Rain. It's just too loose. Like you can screw it on, but then eventually it'll just come loose, right? I guess maybe I'm not screwing it in tight enough. Maybe that's it. Okay, next time I'll just tighten it to really do that. But yeah, I like the Pro Pen 3. I like it a lot. If Huion and XP Pen can do something like this, then it'd be excellent. Or maybe, if they can partner up with somebody who has the ability to make a Android tablet and handle the product support, and they provide the pen tech, that would be what works well, right? Huion could do this. I mean, in terms of the pen. The challenge with making these kind of tablets is also support, just doing the customer support. But I like that. I really like this, right? I think it feels elegant, and I like, this is the tilt coming in, right? You can see it, how I can shade things. It just works well. It just works real well, right? And I think another thing which I've said, but I just want to make sure I say again, the texture of the screen is just pleasant in a way it's hard to describe. It is just pleasant in a very hard to describe way. Let's see. I was just saying, because if you want to get a pen tips remover instead of using the... Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, let me know if there's anything else you want to test. This was thanks for who suggested testing the nibs. That was a good suggestion. I'll thank them for that. I think that was Rain who suggested the nibs. Okay, thank you, Rain. The tilt is amazing. When I got the MVP 11, I felt it was the best feeling I had with shading like a real pencil. Yeah, the tilt works great. This device shows me how good we could have it, We could live in a world where devices like this, and this is a great device, were available to everybody. I'm not even drawing something specific. I'm just looking at how nice it feels. Man. Whatever they did a great job. Bebop Beep. Is 60 hertz a deal breaker for a pen display for you? I think what you're asking is, am I okay with it if it's 60 hertz? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not super sensitive. I don't really need high refresh rates. So I know some people really want, I'm using this at 60 hertz. I don't really need higher than that. I've tried one or two pen displays at 120 hertz or 144 hertz. Wasn't too happy because it had a slight improvement to pen pointer lag, but the most thing I noticed is it causes the tablet to get warm. So I haven't even tried this at 120 hertz. I just don't need it, right? But I know some of you really like that. Let me try the black nib, which has more texture. Man, that black nib's texture is good. You definitely feel it scratchy. I'm not saying it's scratching the glass. I'm just saying it's... Again, I don't like to use the word paper-like, but it is... If that's important to you, then the black nib, the all-black nib is the right one to use. I'm glad you asked about the nibs, Rain, because I have never actually tried out the other nibs in any great amount of time. So I mean to do a video just on the Pro Pen 3, and I'll include this nib experience I'm having. Okay. One more thing I noticed here, which I think is just true of Android in general, it's just cool to the touch. Right? There's probably just half a degree of extra warmth on toward the USB port, but the rest of the tablet feels room temperature, right? Blue Wasabi, I did test it. I got the Artist 12 Gen 3 on Friday, and I streamed about it. I liked it. The X4 chip pen seemed to be relatively low IAF and had a pretty high maximum pressure. Of course, I had to try multiple units. You can't just pick on one unit, but I liked it, and I do recommend the Artist 12 Gen 3. It had a little bit of diagonal wobble, but that's normal for a lot of tablets, so I didn't feel that was too bad. Let's see, the black nib is the felt nib that comes with the MovingPad 11. Yeah, definitely watch that. I had a good reaction to it, honestly. I think it'll be popular. Let's see, Koyo says, I reposted the photo of the two versions of PP3 in Discord. Okay, let's take a look. And live stream reacts, or live stream chat. Let's bring it up in front of everybody. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I remember this. Is this what happens? So I think what you were saying was, Koyo, the Pro Pen 3s that were made in China were prone to this problem, where the buttons pop out of the button strip. Man, that is awful. Another example. I've not had this happen with mine, honestly. This is shocking, actually. I wouldn't have expected the buttons were poppable out like that. And I remember this photo. Something did change, right? Like this is, they're physically different. So did you say the one on the right is the new version made in Vietnam? Okay, so the one on the right fixed the issue. So let me see. I'm just going to open the button strip up here. So do I see the same thing? I should, right? Yep. This one was made in Vietnam, and I see exactly what you're seeing. That's an interesting detail. That is an interesting detail. Let me check my other two ones out here. I just want to see how many actually have these different versions. Let me do this here. Okay, that's a Vietnamese one too. I've always been kind of amazed at it must be very challenging to design physical things, you know? Even my limited experience with 3D printing taught me that it takes a lot of trial and error and thinking about how physical things work. Okay, this one's doesn't have that design, so this must be from the one manufactured in China. I'll keep a track out if I ever see the buttons pop out like that. Thank you, Koyo, for that photo. Let's take a quick look at some of the other feedback people gave on the Move Ink. Let's see if anyone else had any comments from the... See, Rain says, because the MVP 14 Pro is large, wouldn't... I think you're talking about in bed. I tend to lay on my stomach and draw. That's true. I haven't... last night I fell asleep with... You guys will laugh. I end up sleeping with my tablets a lot, okay? Because I fall asleep in bed. But I did not get a chance to really draw with it. So I'll try it again. But you're right. When I'm in bed drawing that way, I prefer smaller tablets. So we'll see. Okay, let's take a look and see if there's any other. So I think some people are not happy with the no camera, which surprises me because oh, while we're at it, I'm going to show you this video here from Chris. I don't know how to say his name. I'd pronounce this Piacic. No video. Yeah, I wish it did have, but like I don't care. There's no camera. I don't want the camera bump. I don't care about cameras on these things. Okay, let me show you this because I think it is cool. It is cool. Okay, give me a second. Where's my sound levels here? Hang on. Sound levels. There we go. Okay. Turn off sound effects, and I want you to see this. This is actually interesting.
Adobe Fresco was just updated with a wild new feature that I'm blown away by, and it's something that I wasn't even expecting and didn't even know that it was something that I would find so useful. And no, it's not AI. I know that's what you're thinking, but it's not.
Can you hear that? Let me know if you can't. You should be able to. You should be able to hear. Maybe it might not be quite enough volume. Let's try it again.
It was actually the first question I asked when I got a little behind the scenes peek at this. And I was like, how is this even working? And it's not AI. It's using some weird mesh that's created from the image, and it just works in a magical way. Let me just show you, because you're not going to believe it. It's so good. Okay.
And he's right. I was shocked to see this. And I don't know how they did it, but it is really cool. And I want this in Clip Studio now. And Pleasing, yeah, I agree with you. It's a totally fair trade. I have no problem with it whatsoever. And again, I don't want the camera bump, so I'm happy about it.
Okay, so this new feature is called Pose. And Pose allows you to just grab an area of an image and just like move it around like it's a real thing. Let me show you how it works. So if you go on the toolbar, you'll see this little arrow with like a squiggly line, and you can just come in here and just look at this. This is just a flat image of...
Okay, did everyone see that? Did everyone see how the character deformed? Like when he dragged it? It didn't just deform. That's probably not the right word. It understood what's happening with the character. It pulled this shape without making it look weird, right? And there's like no AI involved. Okay, let's try this again.
And I can just kind of grab it wherever, and it will just move around. Like you could grab the whole thing and swing it around. Like what are we even doing here? This is insanity. Like, and you can go and get like fine detail. For example, here I can take this little...
Do you see how magical that is? Hey, Eddie Rock, good to see you. Let's see. Rain says, they say they didn't include camera because it's a pro device. They would want pro level camera. Yeah, I think it's good not to have the camera because it doesn't add much value. Right? Let's see. Eddie says, Video Artist 12, forgot to show and mention floating menu, which was introduced in Artist Ultra. Oh, that's right. Good point, Eddie. Good point. I will add that to my my notes. Thank you. According to the manual, unfortunately, it can only be assigned to the pen. Really? Oh, that's bad. You can't bring it up with the tablet buttons? Yeah, Jagger, that's right. It looks like Puppet Wrap in CSP, but better. A lot better. Like, this would simplify, sometimes you don't have the right proportions, or just the arm needs to go up a little bit. The other thing which I didn't pay attention to in this video is what happens with self-intersections. What that means is, here, let me just draw it for you. If you have a character's arm out like this, and then you drag it in front of the character, like what will the arm do? Will it go behind or in front? Will it, you know what I'm saying, right? Self-intersection. I'm not using the right terminology. I don't know what the right terminology is. Well, just even fixing a slight change in the pose, right? Like, you don't want to redraw something. Let's take a look.
curly thing and move that around. I can move this thing if I want to. You know, I want to shift the head over. Look at it.
Okay, notice what else happened there? He's dragging the pumpkin head, but the hairs were following. They weren't like doing this. They were like, okay, how can I say this? If my head's traveling in another direction, oh, this sounds stupid. Okay. If I tilt my head, the hair could go like this. I don't have hair, so I'm simulating hair. I can't be Luna. But instead, as he drags the head, the hair tilts away from the as if there's like air, right? It tilts away from the direction of movement. That's cool. See, watch this.
Like I didn't do
See it? And it bounced. It actually had a little bit of a bounce. Do you know how hard that would be to animate? I don't even do animation. That would be like hard to animate.
Puppeting. Like I can't express this enough. And I'm going to show you.
Oh, and the tip of the hair bounced more than the base of the hair. Like it understands what's going on here. Cami Luna, always great to see you on stream.
You with some other examples in a minute, but like this is no
Okay, see
rigging
it?
whatsoever. This is just an image. You don't have to do it with like a final art too. Like in the sketching phase, like this was an initial sketch for this thing. We could even use it here where we come in and grab this tool and you can like make tweaks, and you see it works a little bit less good here because it's an outline and it's not filled, but you can
Well, that was interesting. It actually worked better when the character was filled. Cami Luna, we're looking at this guy, Chris Piasczyk. He's really big into Adobe Fresco. And they added this feature, which is an inching warp feature, which is, oh gosh, no audio? The video isn't showing. Oh my God. God. Okay, sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I illustrated the hair thing and I forgot. Okay, let's go back here. Try that again. Sorry. Thank you. Okay.
This is just an image. You don't have to do it with like a final art too. Like in the sketching phase, like this was an initial sketch for this thing. We could even use it here where we come in and grab this tool and you can like make tweaks, and you see it works a little bit less good here because it's an outline and it's not filled, but you can still tweak things and it like maintain, like it doesn't really mess up the line like Liquify does, but you can just like adjust your lines and just move them around. It's insane. So I wanted to know if this would work for like anything. So I took this Lion-O action figure over here and took a photo of it and then just...
Okay, so what he says is interesting, right? He's just editing an image with the Lion-O character. He didn't draw it. Okay, now watch how good it does here. Let's see. Yafo says it's pronounced Piaik. Well, something's missing there, right? I mean, because his name looks Polish to me, and so the I don't know. That's me. Lion-O, yes. You can tell the kind of artist he is by what he's got on the desk. It's like Ragdoll Simulation Games looks way more. It does, yes, absolutely. Okay, let's see what he does.
Removed the background in Photoshop, and I figured let's see what happens with this photo of an action figure. All right, Thundercats Ho. Let's see. Come on, look at that. It even like wiggles like it feels like it's like rubber or something. Like, look at this. Are you guys as blown away by this as I am?
I'm really impressed. Piasczyk. Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay.
Like, this isn't rigging or anything. I feel like to do this kind of thing in the past, you would have to like fully rig a character.
Like, it's not perfect, obviously, but it is amazing, is it not?
And even then it wouldn't work this well. Like, what are we doing here? It's not just like a gimmicky thing. There's been specific instances where I've used this. Well, aside from doing things like this, like adjusting poses for a character, I found it really helpful with lettering and also with animation. It's just really fun to play with too. Like, obviously it can get crazy and get broken a little bit, but like it's ridiculous. Look at that. He's doing a sweet skate move now. It's so cool. Let me show you this other character. We got this roller skating rat here. I feel like this one works really cool because like the tail and like depending on where you pick it up, it sort of like anchors it to one spot. Like obviously that the tail is pinched in over there, but if we wanted to move the tail, we can.
So I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. Thank you for clarifying, Yafo. Let's see. Thanks for the iPad comparison. As for speed, my much slower Android phone feels much faster in everyday use than the iPad Air. Okay, really? So you notice a big difference with the refresh rate. So I might go for it using iPad just for drawing. Got it. Got it. Oops, how do these other... Okay.
Just kind of pull it up here, move that around, and it's like I can move the whole arm, or it's like, okay, but I really want to just adjust the fingers, so I can kind of pull those fingers in. You can get as like fine-tuned as you want, like this whole leg, or the whole character. When this was getting built out, I mentioned I got a sneak preview of this, and they showed me how there's like this mesh underneath the image, and that's how it knows how to move. That's a little too much math for me, but it works really well. It not only works with pixel-based art, but you can use this with vector art too, and it maintains its vectorness, which is pretty incredible. For example, on this design that I did for...
So that's really cool. If it actually works on, I mean, I expect it to work very well on vector art. But it's good it's confirmed.
Cute Bikes. This is all done in vector, as you can see here on my layers. They've got the little vector icon. I could come in here and like make adjustments to this like lettering, maybe adjust how these things line up a little.
Come on, is that not impressive? Is that not impressive? Let's see. Camilo says the MPP14 feels like a hardware downgrade, but the CCH had 16 gigabytes of storage and existed before more creative apps than Android did. Yeoman, best part, post-AI wave, art preferences shifting like crazy. Now perfect rendering is not the main focus anymore. We appreciate... Yeah, that's right, Yeoman. That's right, Yeoman. Now that everything looks perfectly rendered, I think we're going to want rawer... Sorry, that sounds weird to say. Rawer looking things, right? I wonder if Adobe has given up on Fresco for PC. Most recent update is 5.7. Oh, really? I didn't realize they weren't keeping it updated on PC. That's sad. I mean, I tried Fresco a couple of times on PC. I never really got into it. So maybe people just aren't using it on PC. But I'll double check.
Bit. Kind of move things. It's a cool feature for things like this where there's like flames where I can kind of play around with the tips of the flames. Let's say I like wanted more space between the letters to like help the readability. You could kind of just go in and tweak little spots. You know, obviously it can get confused because it's magic, but you can always just like fix what you've done and it's still vector. You can just make all these like fine tweaks, which is like editing the points in a less confusing way. Another cool use case that I found was making some adjustments onto things that I drew in symmetry to make it less symmetrical after the fact. I drew this Dr. Octopus character for one of the Stinktober prompts. I thought it would look cool to draw it in symmetry, if you will, with these tentacles. I did go in afterwards and just slightly move this other one, but I thought it would be cool to sort of move the other ones around. And you know, this is a perfect use case for this. So let's try it out. So I could come in here and grab this tentacle and like move this one over here. I could like...
That's a great scenario. You draw it in symmetry and then use this tool to create it less symmetric. I like that.
Adjust these little claw pieces. Grab this one, move that around, and just sort of like fine tune how the bend. Oh, it's just so... Am I expressing how really useful is with animation and movement? And I even did that. We could even like move these. Try
anyway. Anyway, you get the idea. I thought this is really impressive, and it looks like obviously it's Adobe, so it's something that is maybe unique to Fresco. But you know, I think I'm hoping tools like this will make it out into other apps, because I'm sure like people can see this and speculate on how to implement it in other apps. Maybe we'll see it in apps like Clip Studio Paint. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because, like, you know, I still believe that there is room for people to draw, right? Whether you're a professional or just a hobbyist like me, like it doesn't matter how much AI they put in apps. I'm going to keep on drawing, and I think people will enjoy things that are created by humans. And I do see that there are challenges, but yeah. Who was it that made that comment about the things that look too perfect? Yeoman, right? Preferences are shifting like crazy. So are you noticing that? Or could you tell us how you're noticing that? Is it you're seeing differences in how people are, the kind of commissions people are asking for, or just the feedback people are giving? I'd love to get some insight into that. Which reminds me, I actually want to do maybe I don't know if I should do this on the Discord or on YouTube, but like a kind of an interactive session where we discuss like what uses of AI would be, like where do we individually find the line drawn between when it's ethical and non-ethical and when it's, appropriate to use or not. Like, so my classic question is, example, what if I drew this, because there is some AI that does this. You draw or you give it the starting and ending point, and it'll animate between the two. So it'll do all the in-between frames, like for 6 seconds. And my question would be, well, if I drew the beginning frame and the ending frame, like I personally did it, would it be unethical to have the AI animate between or not? Or how? There's no right or wrong answer. It's just we have to gauge what our boundaries are here. Cami Luna. I've drawn with a cringe art style for 27 years. I'm proud. First of all, I like your art. I would not call it cringe. So please don't use that word, but I like it. And you should be proud of it. Yafo says the last significant Windows patch was in fall 2023. Oh, wow, that's a while ago. I got this from Perplexly for the purpose of... Got it. Simple sketches and more story-based, way more appreciated in social media. Okay. A couple of years ago, my timeline full of pretty girl posing with... Got it. With no context. I understand. That's part of the reason, honestly, if you've seen on the Discord channel, I hope you think I can draw in a slightly realistic fashion or more traditional fashion. But if you look on the Discord channel, a lot of the things I draw are, believe it or not, memes, like these frog memes. And I draw them actually sometimes with a mouse, not even a tablet. And I make the lines really aliased and rough looking. Because I like the primitive aspect of that kind of art, right? If you want to use the word art for it. Because it's not about whether it looks good. It's like capturing a sort of feeling or moment, right? And I'm totally fine doing that. It doesn't bother me at all. Like when I was younger, I wanted to draw, completely realistically. And over time, I'm like, I just want to have fun creating stuff. So I don't care that it doesn't look sophisticated. I'm totally fine drawing primitive things. I would like to improve certain techniques, though. Okay? Like I'm still trying to learn, how to draw folds. Last year I spent a week or so trying to learn how, what is that thing? Skirts. Like how fabric drapes on skirts, right? Like that actually takes some effort to learn how that stuff works. This, I think during this holiday season, I want to spend time again on the folds of clothes, like shirts and hair. And I want to learn how to draw more like anime. Because I think it's, I just love the style so much. But I don't want modern anime style. I want like 90s anime style, which I think is just aesthetically great. Get my music back in. There we go. Okay, so enough of Chris Piasek.
Boy, howdy, have you come to the right place? Because I've got this whole.
But that was a good video. I'm glad that we got a chance to just see that because I thought you'd appreciate how good it looks. Okay, let me just take a look at my notes for the Moving Pad Pro 14. Is there anything else I just want to like note down? And actually, let me just look at my other comments for another tablet, just so that I have some reference. Yes, there's Gen 3. Did I miss anything? Oh yeah, pen compatibility. That was another one. So, ProPen 3, yes. Does not compatible with ProPen 2. No, let me double check that. Well, I'll do that later. Verify. UDEMR pens does work with that. Example S Pen. I talked about diagonal wobble was low. Surface texture was good. Surface texture was really good. Very good. Very good. Felt one of my favorites actually. And I know that maybe it's subjective, but I think everyone will like it. Let's see. Kami Lou says, pretty girls posing with no context still make up 99% of Princess Peach fan. Yeah, it certainly does. Hi, Tio. Yes, I just decided to relax this Sunday night and just have fun with the audience. Let's see. Yo, I can give you a recommendation for that. Check out the lines. Let me write that down. Thank you, Yoma911. Now, listen, now is the time that technology helps people learn. When I was young, like, the only examples of drawing that I had in front of me were comic books, okay? Which you can learn a lot from, but it's not enough, let's be honest. Pluzzing says, still kind of stuck what I want to learn. I'm a fan of 80s, 90s anime. Just watched Vampire Hunter D and Ninja Scroll. Wonder if there's any info on PWM frequency. Oh, I have to test that. Let me write that down. Someone gave me the instructions on how to test. I will do that as one of my further things to investigate. PWM. Test PWM flickering. Let's see. Yeah, Tio, do you have the MovingPad Pro 14 yet? I did a live stream of it last night, and I can't remember if you were there or not, but like, I love it. And I've been drawing with it for a couple of hours today and on this stream as well, and I'm in love with it, you know? I would say this year I bought a couple of standalone drawing tablets, you know, the Magic Drawing Pad, Samsung Tab S11 Ultra, and one other that I can't remember right now. But right now, this wins. This absolutely is the winner for me. The only thing that I think I got stuck on last night was this instant pen display setup, which was a nightmare. It was so hard to install the software and then configure it, and then it took me an hour on stream, and then somehow it started working for a reason I still don't know why. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. Let's see, MovingPad Pro 14 is not on Singapore yet, but I will get a review loaner on Got it. Yeah, I'm really curious on your feedback. Because Brad gave it a 10 out of 10. And when I saw his video, I had high hopes because I really did like the MovingPad 11, but like after using it, yeah, I totally understand why it's a 10 out of 10. Like there's no doubt in my mind. Totally clear. Okay, guess what happened? I am getting drawing while hovering with this pen. So I'm going to fool around the nib and see what's going on here. Oh, that's not a good idea. Let's see if this pen. It's multiple pens. So it looks like maybe Clip Studio Paint. Oh, I see. The shift key is on. Okay. Got it. Yafo, I'm learning how to draw 1930s animation. Rubber. Oh, nice. Nice. I was watching a, not quite 1930s, but I was watching something today, which is sort of just past that era, I think, Yafo. Let me see if I can find it. Which is a beautiful artwork, by the way. Let me just find it. It's called What's... Now, I'm not going to play the sound because it's going to completely go ballistic on me. YouTube copyright, but it's this cartoon called What's Opera, Doc, and it's Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd. Here, let me show you. You can't see. So I love this style. I love this style, and it's like the music is great. I think it's all like Wagner, and I love the backgrounds and the overall style, Yafo. So when I think about like really good illustration, actually, I think about this because it was super creative and maybe I would say even ahead of its time, right? And just like you, Yafo, I love Tio's videos as well. Absolutely. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. And if I'm not gonna play the audio because again YouTube will go ballistic, but there is one moment on here which is hilarious. Maybe I'll let the audio play for it for a second. It's this. Let me turn this on. It's this segment. Just listen to the beauty of this. Okay, so it's that moment in, and I just love it. I just love this art style. So this is something I'd like to be able to create in my backgrounds, actually. This kind of abstract, colorful background. And that takes some real skill, though. Okay, let's see. Anything else here that I wanted to mention about this Wacom? I will try it the 120 hertz. Chuck Jones. So Cami Luna, you're very familiar with this, with the Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies, huh? Yeah. Some classic stuff. I grew up on that stuff. I absolutely. It's much older than I am, but as a kid, it was a thing I just watched all the time. Premium. I'll need to investigate the 120 hertz refresh rate. And anything else here that I need to investigate? Yeah, but I think like Brad's statement, the MovingPad 14 Pro 14, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. I think I agree with him completely actually on this, right? And the instant pen display is just it'd be a nice to have. It's a nice to have for me. But yeah, I like it. Okay, let me just take a look now and see if there's anything else. I'm going to take a look at the comments and the Wacom subreddit to see if there are any other things people are talking about for the MovingPad. Give me a second. Where is that subreddit? Maybe that Wacom. I feel that way, Rain. I feel like it does open up quicker. Let's see, I'm almost 45. Looney Tunes made up maybe over 50% of what animation was available on the. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it was on all the time. It was on all the time. You know, this is a true story I'm going to tell you. So, I don't know if you know this, but in the very late 1930s and mid 1940s, there was a big war going on involving the United States and several other countries. And when I came to the United States in the 70s, like 75, I guess, a lot of shows were military shows. And there could be comedies. It could be like Hogan's Heroes, Gomer Pyle, which is more of a Vietnam era thing, I think, or Korean era thing, and McHale's Navy. And there were a bunch of Bugs Bunny cartoons that are set in World War II. And when I was young, I was still convinced that war was still going on, right? Like, but somehow we were sheltered from it. So it took me a while to figure out that the cartoons were not a few years old, but decades old. Okay, but for the longest time, I really thought it was an active war. So it was quite a trip when I finally discovered, oh, that was over 30, almost 40 years ago when I was young. Okay, let me check the Reddit Wacom. Sorry, I wanted to say one more thing. This week, I'm going to be, from this coming week until basically January. Yeah, Yafo, there's some extraordinary propaganda, not all of which would be acceptable today. I just want to make sure everyone knows that. But there is some extraordinary wartime propaganda in Bugs Bunny cartoons. Okay? Extraordinary. What I was going to say is, so here's what happens. Here's my data. Starting in the origin lore. That's right. My data says that people start shopping for tablets in October. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do at least twice a week a live stream, which is like, it's like an office hours for people looking to buy a tablet. Okay. Because this is the time when everyone's posting on Reddit and on YouTube about, I want to buy a tablet as a gift for my child or my cousin, or I want to buy a new tablet for myself. I want to upgrade. So I'm going to try again twice a week, maybe 3 times, at least 1 hour each time, office hours, so people can ask their questions. And even if they don't ask the question live, trust me, there's enough questions on the Reddits that I'll pick up and start answering them, okay? And I'll update my docs as well. So if you want to sit on for those, and of course, as always with my live streams, we'll entertain whatever topic we need to entertain. So that's something that's going to be happening from starting this coming week all the way to basically the first or second week of January. It sort of switches from a buying to a setup. So the minute December 25th hits, the questions shift from which one to buy to it doesn't work, or should I return the tablet, or it says no signal. So there's like, how do I set it up? So I'll do the live stream will switch. But again, at least twice, maybe 3 times a week, I'll do an office hours for a couple of months to help people out there. And we'll see how that works, right? But I think it'll save people a lot of frustration, which is my goal. In the middle of this, I have to get a couple of more reviews done. I need to do the Wacom MovingPad 14, the MovingPad. So I'm late on so many reviews, honestly, right? So late. No more robot. What does that mean, Yeoman? I'm not sure. There must be some reference here, but I don't know enough about those things. Kemi Luna, that would be. I always love it when you attend the stream. Love it. So if you can show up, please do. Please do. Plazig says, I'm going to try asking for some insight. Please do. That's why we have these streams, right? It's so much fun. You know, when I started this channel back it was like in January of 2022, when I created this YouTube channel, I wanted to just make videos about technical things. Like I make a video offline, I publish it. And I thought I'd probably answer questions on the comments, of course. But what I'm realizing is part of the enjoyment for me is the interaction I have with you, right? There's the helpful interaction where people asking questions and I help them. I like that, of course, but also just the back and forth we have on the stream, right? And I like also that, like I showed you that Chris Piasek video, that we as a group are able to like explore the news, like see what's happened, maybe go go in a little more detail. I'm also surprised that I'm actually enjoying live streaming a lot, right? Because I didn't expect I'd enjoy it. I didn't expect I'd feel as comfortable live streaming as I am. I hope you think I'm comfortable in front of the camera. So I expect to do a lot more of that actually this year. So we'll see. I'm not trying to be some big live streamer, of course, because this is a very esoteric topic. But this is so much fun, and I know I feel like I am helping people, so that's why I do it. Let's see. So after seeing so many questions about setup, that's why you always say make sure you know if your computer. Yeah, in fact, I'm working on a video right now about connecting a pen display with USB-C, which is an hour long, by the way, and there's like a 20-minute section on testing the computer, verifying the connections and ports, and how to figure this out. Because so many people buy a pen display, and they open the box and they can't connect to computer. Cables are missing, ports are wrong. I want to solve that problem. Let's see, Tio says, would be really cool if there's a Wacom Moving Pad Mini 8-inch with OLED. Mini tablets getting very popular now. Lenovo Y700. Are they? I didn't know that. You think, Tio, you think there's a market for, I mean, it sounds like you're saying there is a market for 8-inch drawing tablets, basically. I could believe it. I used to use an iPad mini a long time ago. I switched to an 11-inch, but because it was so convenient to just put it in my pocket, maybe I have big pockets, and walk and use it. That was before I actually had an Apple Pencil, though, so I never really, in my mind, associated that with drawing. Let's see, Lenovo Y700, Huawei MatePad Mini, Xiaomi Pad Mini. Is there one you'd recommend? I'll try one. Maybe the Lenovo. Let me take a look at it. Lenovo Y700. Lenovo Y700. This one. Is this the right one? Oh, there's so many that you lost count. Is this what you mean? That one looks too big. That's a lot. I think you're talking about something else then. Maybe this thing. No, that's too big. Let me try let me just take a look at the Xiaomi. I don't know, in the United States, can we even get these devices? So far, the only mini tablet with good pen support is the Apple iPad mini. They're still making that? I totally forgot about that. How much is it, actually? I'm not going to buy it right now, but I'm really curious. Let's see. Let's pick a color just to see. I'll pick the smallest one, the cheapest one, just to see what it's like. I already have a pencil. $500. Maybe I'll give it a try. At the very least, I've been thinking about getting a present for a family member. This might be a very nice present for them, even if I'm not going to use it. So I might actually do that. I am curious what it would be like to draw on this, because I never got a chance with the old iPad mini I had. Yeah, I'll try it out. Let me just put that in my notes. Consider getting an iPad mini. And it can be used with the Apple Pencil. That's good. Stephanie, what is the winner for you for drawing? Moving pad to iPad. Easy answer. Well, there's 3 answers. Okay, so let me just. So which is the winner between Apple iPad? There's Moving Pad 11. And Moving Pad Pro 14. So definitely the Moving Pad Pro 14 is the ultimate winner, okay? Like that, easy winner. Then the question is between the Apple iPad and Moving Pad 11. I still think I prefer this for drawing over the iPad, right? So let me make that clear. For drawing. Okay? That makes sense? For general purpose, it's the iPad is the winner. I mean, there's not even a doubt that it would be the one I would pick. iPad is winner for general purpose use. Plus, I would say good or decent drawing experience. It's not bad. It's just different from the way a EMR pen works, right? Some people love the Apple Pencil. Some people hate it. Okay, I'm okay with it, but I do prefer an EMR pen rather than the Apple Pencil, and part of that's because, as silly as it sounds, I prefer the fact that the EMR pen has buttons, right? I think that's important for me. Now, having said that, I have been experimenting with not using the buttons, okay? And that's one of the things, let me just write this down. I should actually do this experiment, which is upcoming experiment, which is go buttonless. I've always been curious because I use a Tourbox device, and I am also inspired with the fact that I've seen there's a Japanese maker of some like wooden grips, and they have some with no slots for the buttons. So some people are using no buttons with their tablets, with their EMR pen. So I want to try that out. Let's see, Samsung Tab S10. Interesting. Let me check out the reviews for that. I'm really curious about that. Check out Samsung. What is it? S10 FE. I like my 9 FE. I would say I definitely feel like it's a bit sluggish compared to almost anything on the market right now, at least that I'm used to. And also, I think, of course, I'm still dissatisfied with the S Pen. It's not the best pen, but maybe I'll give it a try at the local Best Buy. Pluzzing, when I'm testing tablet at store, I prefer the Samsung or the iPad. I can see that. Right? Even though the S Pen is not as good as the Apple Pencil in terms of pressure range, I actually prefer drawing with the S Pen. Right? Absolutely. Okay, let's see. Oh, I want to check in the. It's a substantial upgrade? Okay. So let me just put a note to myself to try it out at the local Best Buy. How much is it, actually? Let's go to Amazon and find out. It's an FE, so it shouldn't cost too much more. S10 FE. Okay, 420. 90 hertz refresh rate. Not bad. Pluzzing is still getting the iPad due to many of the apps aren't on Android. Which app is it that you need pluzzing? I mean, the big app on iPad is Procreate, but is there something else that you're thinking about? I gotta stop buying more standalone tablets. I'm having so many, I'm having a hard time keeping track of them. What this one's only, yeah, it's not bad. Maybe I'll get it. Oh, I wanted to check out the Reddit Wacom to see what other people were saying about the MovingPad Pro. Let's see, MovingPad Pro. I made this mega thread. Let's see. Oh, that reminds me, someone mentioned I need to try wireless. Wireless instant pen display. I did not get a chance to try that last night. Can someone remind me that the TourBox does not work with Android, right? Does anything work with Android like a TourBox-like device? And the reason I ask is I really use that device a lot. So let me investigate then. Where's my list of investigations? Devices like TourBox. Because they just accelerate my work so much. I really want something like that for Android. .3cc 290. It does? You need to preset it with an iPad? Oh, I think you're talking about Super Display. Is that correctly .3cc 290? Or are you talking about the TourBox? Are you going to try Super Display? Yeah, I will. I promised I would do that, and I will try that. Try Super Display. I think I'm always hesitant about Super Display because I have to install a driver, which always I hate installing drivers. It's funny, it only takes like 30 seconds, but it just drives me crazy. Actually, now that I've used the MovingPad Pro 14, I kind of wish the MovingPad 11 had a faster processor, honestly, because it feels so nice with the Pro 14. Yeah, the updates is a problem for some people. Now, this comes up a lot in any conversation, is people want a Movink 16. I totally understand that. I do too. No TourBox. It's not official, but can use it with an iPad. It's a bit annoying with changing the knob shortcuts. Okay. Oh, but it requires the very newest TourBox, I believe. Interesting. I've always wondered why there's a limitation, or why there has been a limitation. Oh, I need to get the specs of the processor. I need to compare that too. Compare processor perf numbers. I'll try to get a couple of things. So I'll try to do S9FE, S10FE, MVP 11, and MVP Pro 14, obviously, and S11 Ultra. I have all these. That's why, or except for the S10FE. Latest Turbox does work with iPad. The driver is very... Oh, okay, interesting. So I'll put that on my list of things to do as well, because I've been wondering about that. You guys will laugh. I have like... For a reason that it's hard to explain, I have like 5 or 6 Turboxes. Okay? How that happened is an interesting question. Yeah, try latest Turbox with iPad. I think that's the Ultra. Let's double check. Turbox for me is one of the Elite. I think it's the Elite Plus. Elite Plus. iPad. Yeah, this is it. Okay. I don't need a 6th Turbox, but I might actually get it. So how did I end up with so many Turboxes? I'll just explain it to you. So I got the original one, and I did like it. And then, then the new one came out. Actually, let me back up. I got the original one, and I am a big believer in having multiple desks. So I had my office desk, like at Microsoft, and then my desk at home. So I had 2 of them, 2 of the original ones. And then I had 2 desks at home. So I decided to get another Turbox for those 2 desks. And I had 3. Then the newest, the next edition of the Turbox was released. So then I had, which is, that's when they introduced the white color and has haptic feedback and things. So then I had 2 more, one for work and one for home. So then I have 5. So that's how I ended up with 5 Turboxes, okay? I have 6. Because my mom was drunk at the time. So I got her one, but she ended up never using it. So now I have 6 Turboxes. That's sitting in a box somewhere. That's my story. Let's see. I'm using a split Ergo keyboard. Hate problems with compatibility with stuff like Turbox, 8-bit micro. Ergo keyboard works as normal keyboards. Left half on left side, right half on right side. But, you know, I find the Turbox has been super compatible with my Mac and with my PC. And here, the value of the Turbox for me, let me put my face here, is that what makes it accelerated for me is I don't have to look. Because the second I have to look, and I cannot touch type, so the second I have to look at a key to enable something, I lose my focus and my pen shifts position. So the fact that I can just keep one hand on it and just resize, change what tool, and just keep my eyes where my pen is a big accelerator for me, right? That's why, yes, of course, I can use a keyboard, and I have. And yes, it took me like 6 months to train my brain to use a Turbox. Like, it was painful. And I gave up 3 times, just so you know. So more, it's like a total of 9 months. And after that period of training, finally my brain was rewired to use it. So it was a struggle. But it's to the point now where I don't want to draw unless the Turbox is around, right? So that's why I really want to use it with my moving. I understand it won't work with it, but you can see my motivation. Or moving pad, I mean, right? Really? Oh my gosh. Huion may release a Tourbox competitor. I saw some prototype image somewhere. If that's a public image somewhere, please share it. I would love that. I have been, Tio, I have been hoping that, so some context. You know, everyone is going to get to the same place in terms of drawing quality very soon. So it's going to be kind of useless to talk about low IAF because pretty soon everyone's going to have super low IAF, okay, in one more generation or so. So how will brands distinguish themselves and how will they grow, right? And there's different ideas people have. And I do think there is space for something which is a device like a Tourbox, something that expands the nature of what a drawing tablet does, okay, and how you can interact with it. And I think it can be very valuable. And the Tourbox is expensive, right? So if Huion can release something which meets some of those same needs, and again, for me, the important part is I don't have to look at it. And I do think the dials are important, okay? I think that's actually very important. I would love to see that. I would love to have something like that, whether it be from Wacom or Huion or XP Pen. So yeah, something like that would really excite me. I keep on researching how to build a device, and every time I research it, I realize I don't have enough engineering knowledge to do it. Not enough hardware knowledge, at least. But I've always, it seems like one of those open source projects that's within the realm of possibility. But I probably need a little extra help. Okay, let's see. Did anyone else add? Oh yeah, I need to talk about OLED fringing. Color fringing. OLED color fringing. I found it very minimal. Very minimal. Did not notice. What else did I not notice? There was something else. Oh yeah, pixel sharpness. I thought they were very clear, well delineated. I didn't notice any softness. Right? Let me just take a look at it again. I really do like the display of this thing. Every time I see it, I think about the lower resolution of the Moving 13 and how Wacom should have given us a Moving 13 that was high resolution. For $750, $800, we deserve that, I think. Someone's mentioned a part about the OLED. Rain, that's correct. Yeah, I'll look at it again. It's very minimal. It's very minimal. Like you'd have to get your eye like right. You see how close? My eye is, I can measure it actually. It's like 1.5 inches away from the screen. Only then do I see a little bit of rainbow sparkle, but like, there's nothing disturbing about it. And I think even at this angle, which is probably like, I don't know, 4 inches, you wouldn't pick it up. I don't think a human eye would pick it up at all. So I'm super happy with it. Actually, there's one more thing I need to check, which is color. I don't know how to say this. Color modes. So like Samsung or some of these devices have like they have like a vivid versus natural color modes. So I'll check. Check if this has it as well. I didn't see anything like that. This has a like Samsung. All right. Oh, another thing people wanted me to try, which I did not, because I don't know how to use it, is 3D apps. And I think they wanted me to use Nomad Sculpt. I don't use 3D apps, but I will try install. I have it installed, I just don't know how to use it to see if it works sort of like with better performance than the Moving Pad 11 to MVP 11. Okay, this is good. So I'll work on this week and get a review going. So this week is going to be busy. I need to get so much done. It's going to be crazy. Okay, everyone. I've been streaming now for 2 hours, so I think I covered my topics, and I'm going to call it a night. I'll probably be streaming either tomorrow or Tuesday to do my office hours for people who are looking for buying tablets for the holiday season. So I'll be back there soon. And if you're interested, just feel free to drop on by. Okay, so I'll just look if there's any more questions. And if they're not, in a few minutes, I'll end the stream. This was just going to be a cozy Sunday stream. Let me just fix a few of these things. Okay, I think that's it. Everyone, let me put my Facebook on it. Have a great night. Thanks for joining me. It was always fun to have just sit in and chat on a Sunday night. And we'll do a lot more of these, okay? Have a great night or day. See you all soon.